Hi dear friends and subscribers. Welcome to the Cricket Happening Show. As usual, in this Cricket Happening Show, we are going to look at one match which happened today. It was a match which was really nothing of no consequence because, as you know, now we are all waiting for tomorrow's match between Lahore Lions and Perth Scorchers, which will determine. Perth Scorchers are already out of the tournament, but for Lahore Lions, if at all they have to make it to the semi-final, it is a two-horse race now as far as the final semi-final spot is concerned, where the Lahore Lions have to either win by a margin of 50 runs against Perth Scorchers, or they have to score whatever the Perth Scorchers are scoring in probably less than 15 overs, if at all they stand a chance to actually push Chennai Super Kings out of the race for the semi-final spot. So it will be very interesting. So even though today's match was of no consequence between Dolphins and Kolkata Knight Riders, who are already into the semi-finals. They were the first team to enter the semi-finals, as you know. And today they had not a very comfortable victory, but definitely they won this match by a margin of 36 runs, which I'll be talking about. But as I said, tomorrow's match is the most important match. Lahore Lions versus Perth Scorchers, and Chennai Super Kings and Lahore Lions are hunting for that. The Chennai Super Kings whole team will be viewing this particular match. Definitely they will be glued to their TV sets to see what is the outcome, because if Lahore Lions, as I said, either they win by a margin of 50 runs, or if they chase the target which is set by Perth Scorchers in less than 15 overs, then they would be home into the semi-finals. So I'm sure the Chennai Super Kings, led by Mahendra Singh Dhoni, would be definitely winning that whole match, which is going to happen tomorrow. So now let's get on from here, and let's look at a no consequence match today, which was played between Kolkata Knight Riders and Dolphins. And Kolkata Knight Riders could have done some experiments, but one didn't even see any experiments being done. In fact, they were at full strength, and probably Gautam Gambhir, the Kolkata Knight Riders captain, probably believes in the winning habit, and so he definitely didn't want to drop guard at all. And once again, the Kolkata Knight Riders played against Dolphins, and Kolkata Knight Riders were the ones who actually batted first. In fact, it was the Kolkata Knight Riders who won the toss. No hesitation, they went on to bat. But today they didn't have a good start at all. First, Gautam Gambhir, the captain, losing his stumps to the bowling of Frylingman, trying to actually flick a delivery which was probably zeroing in on the stumps, and Gambhir was gone, bowled by Frylingman for 12 of 11 balls with 2 fours. And then Jack Scalise came in, and Jack Scalise hit a 6 of the bowling of Alexander, but the very next delivery, Jack Scalise had his stumps uprooted by Alexander for 6 as he missed the line. And suddenly the Kolkata Knight Riders didn't have a good start, and they lost Scalise too, and they were in a spot of bother at 34 for 2. Robin Uthappa was there at the other end, and he was joined by Manish Pandey. And from 34 for 2, the Kolkata Knight Riders finished after 20 overs at 187 for 2. So that essentially meant that it was a 153 run partnership that was going on between Robin Uthappa, who today initially took his time to settle at the crease. He realized that 2 wickets were down, and it was his responsibility. He was not taking much risk. He was waiting for the loose ball to be dispatched. He was doing that. He was driving superbly. But once Manish Pandey came in to join him, and he saw that Manish Pandey was confidently stroking the ball, Robin Uthappa decided that it is time for him to unveil his array of strokes. And he did that pretty nicely. As I said, his driving was pretty good and smooth, and Manish Pandey, on the other hand, was really going at the ball in a very heavy manner. he was really hitting the ballers. In fact, he went after Kyle Abbott and creamed him for 21 runs in a single over. He also gave special attention to other bowlers too, and both of them, what they did is they not only recovered, not only had the Kolkata Knight Riders innings recovering from a shaky start, but finally sitting at a score which was a real challenging score at 187 for 2. As I said, Robin Uthappa remaining unbeaten on 85 or 55 deliveries with 13 fours to his name, which was really done in a very crisp manner. Manish Pandey, well, he definitely decided to hold a heavy bat, and he was really carting the spinners. He was going after all the spinners. He was also hitting the pace bowlers off their line. And Manish Pandey, when the 20 overs were gone, the Kolkata Knight Riders from 34 for 2 had reached 187 for 2 with Manish Pandey not out 76 of just 47 deliveries with 5 fours and 5 sixes, and such was the control that both the batsmen had over the Dolphins bowlers. And Dolphins would have been really very unhappy with this effort, because they took 2 wickets pretty quickly, and after that they had no reward absolutely. Let's have a look at the bowling figures. Kyle Abbott 4 overs 1 for 39, Alexander 4 overs 1 for 36, Freiling bowled 4 overs 1 for 29, Delport bowled 2 overs for 19, Filakava bowled 1 over where he was carted for 17 runs, Subrahyan none for 30 or 4, Zondo bowled 1 over for 15. Now Dolphins, in their effort to usurp the total of 187, started off, but they also didn't have a good beginning at all, as Cameron Delport was trying to actually flick a delivery from Yusuf Pathan through the onside. Gautam Gambhir taking the catch, he was gone for naught. Cody Chetty was taken very well by Sunil Narine of the bowling of Russell for 1, which made the score 6 for 2. Van Jarswell joined in, Morne Van Wyk was there in the middle, and both of them slowly, I would say, they really tried to improve matters by putting on a partnership. But when Van Jarswell reached 19, it was his time to go, as Van Jarswell showing a sort of real, in the sense he was showing the real temptation to go and hit Chawla out of the ground, was stumped by Uthappa of the bowling of Chawla for 19 of 18 balls with 3 fours, which made the score 53 for 3. But Morne Van Wyk was playing his strokes. He was hitting some boundaries. He was also handling Sunil Narine pretty well, and all going well for them. Kuldeep Yadav was introduced into the attack, and he was also bowling well. But then Morne Van Wyk today had a different approach, in the sense they definitely decided that aggression is the best form to deal with the spinners Sunil Narine and Kuldeep Yadav, and would be reflected in the bowling figures, as I would talk later. And then Morne Van Wyk was the highest scorer with, not the highest scorer, he made 34 of 28 balls, 5 fours and 1 6, becoming a victim of Pathan. That made it 57 for 4. And then Zondo and Felukavayo suddenly started a real counter-attacking, because they knew that they had lost the wickets, and there was a lot of hard work to do, a lot of things to do to get to that score of 87, and it was a tall order. So they decided to up the run rate by playing, especially in particular Felukavayo right from the word go was simply pretty severe. In fact, he went on to hit Sunil Narine for 2 boundaries, and he also got hold of Brampton Doshat, hitting him for 18 runs in a single over, and even Kuldeep Yadav was going for runs. And also, not only that, in fact, Felukavayo was also hitting sixes. He hit 1 6, and along with him Zondo was there at the other end. Zondo also gave him good company, and suddenly the Dolphins innings from 57 for 4 definitely received a very good injection of runs, because the score reached 120. So basically it was a very good partnership, which would have definitely worried Kolkata Knight Riders, because 63 runs were added in probably, one could say, 34 balls. So it was some pretty good going, led by Felukavayo, and well, everything was going as the counter-attacking was going on very well for the Dolphins. That was the time Sunil Narine came in and struck 3 good blows. When he first he picked up the wicket of the very attacking Uthappa by clean bowling him for 37 of 18 balls with 6 fours and 1 6. Then he picked up the wicket of Freiling, who also hit a 6, but he was gone. Caught Chawla bowled Narine for 11, and then Zondo himself was a victim, as Zondo was out for 32 of the bowling of Narine of 25 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. And suddenly all the counter-attacking which had started had really dissipated, because 3 wickets were taken by Sunil Narine, and that was what really gave them the hope. And then Kuldeep Yadav came in and dismissed Van der for 1, and finally at 138 for 8 in the 18th over, that was a real tall order for them to win the match. And finally the Dolphins finished up at 151 for 8. Kyle Abbott was not out on 9 balls, so Bryan was not out on 7, and that was it. And the match was won by the Kolkata Knight Riders by 36 runs. The bowling, let's have a look at the bowling. Initially, I thought this was the first match in which we saw that the spinners Kuldeep Yadav and Sunil Narine were taken for runs. Looking at the bowling figures, one would feel that the runs that they leaked was something unusual, because Kuldeep Yadav bowled 4 overs, no maiden, 1 for 30, but Sunil Narine was the man who did the trick there, because he came in and struck at a very crucial moment by picking up the wickets, as Sunil Narine picked up 3 wickets for 33 of his 4. Piyush Chawla 3 overs, 1 for 19. Surya Kumar Yadav bowling 1 over for 7. Ryan Tendoshat 1 over, cost him 18. Andre Russell 3 overs, 1 for 17. And Yusuf Pathan, I thought, bowled well, 4 overs, no maiden, 25. And that was it. 36-run victory for the Kolkata Knight Riders. Robin Uthappa of Kolkata Knight Riders was named man of the match. Well, dear fans and subscribers, that wraps up the cricket show for today. But tomorrow, as I said, there's a very important match coming up between Lahore Lions and Perth Scorchers. And Perth Scorchers are already out of the tournament, but the onus will be on the Lahore Lions tomorrow and Chennai Super Kings. So tomorrow will decide which team, whether it is going to be Lahore Lions or it is Chennai Super Kings, who are actually cooling their heels at the camp, would be the ones who would be clinching that 4th semi-final spot in the Champions League T20 tournament. Well, so to talk about that and more about cricket, I'll be back with you tomorrow. Till then, it's goodbye for the day. Thank you.